is sponsored by Culpeper Curland. Auto accident? Call Culpeper Curland. From Tampa Bay streaming news leader, this is ABC Action News.
The U.S. Supreme Court will now decide if former President Donald Trump can be prosecuted for election interference when justices will hear those arguments. We'll talk about the timeline. And a local organization is working to put together a 25-year transportation plan in hopes of improving safety throughout the Tampa Bay region. We'll talk about how you can get involved. Thanks for joining us on ABC Action News at 3. I'm Paul Agrone. A group in St. Petersburg is pushing to tear down Interstate 175. It's part of many people's everyday commute, but the group says 175 separates South St. Petersburg from downtown. ABC Action News reporter Keela McCormick with the story. There are major new developments in the case of a missing 13-year-old Orlando girl. Kissimmee officers arresting this man, Stephen Stern, of the girl's mother, in possession of child sexual abuse material. Detectives say they found disturbing images on his phone. The Orange County Sheriff's Office at Orlando says Stearns is the last confirmed person to have seen Madeline Soto alive on Monday. He is now the prime suspect in her disappearance. More than 50 deputies searched for the teenager yesterday in the Hunters Creek area. Additional search efforts are planned for today. The U.S. Supreme Court will now decide whether former President Donald Trump can be prosecuted on charges that he interfered with the 2020 election. Trump is accused of trying to undo his loss in the 2020 election with the January 6 riot at the U.S. Capitol. Trump claims a former president is immune from criminal prosecution for acts taken while in office. If the justices deny Trump's immunity claim, it's not clear whether a trial will finish before the upcoming November election. If Trump is elected president with this case pending, he could use his authority to order the Justice Department to throw the case out or pardon himself. The court will hear the arguments April 22nd. The Tampa Bay region is among the most dangerous places in the country for drivers and pedestrians. With more people moving here every day, a local organization is looking at the future, hoping to come up with a plan to improve safety. But they need your help to make that happen. Forward Pinellas is the group. They're working on a new 25-year transportation improvement plan to keep up with all the growth that we're expecting to see. The focus will be on pedestrian and bicyclist safety. The plan will be based on community feedback.
I think most of the roadways in Pinellas County need some kind of improvement. A lot of them were built around just moving cars and not people, so there are safety challenges throughout our county.
If you have any traffic and road recommendations, we've got a link to contact Forward Pinellas on our website, abcactionnews.com. As we mark this last day of Black History Month, we're shining a spotlight on a Tampa man who made history. The difficulties that Billy Felder encountered on his journey to the Negro Baseball League.
ABC Action News is sponsored by Culpeper Curland. ABC Action News is sponsored by Spinner Law Firm.
The most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
How you doing, everybody? At 3:11, I'm ABC Action News Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. Well, here's something we have not been able to say for a long time. We are no longer in a drought. The new drought numbers came out today, and while the yellow area is still abnormally dry, officially we are not in a drought anymore in the Bay Area. Of course, it leads to the conversation as water restrictions were extended through July. You know, those are two different animals. How high the reservoir is in terms of water levels really has nothing to do, at least in terms of officially, about whether or not there's actually a drought issued. That's issued by the Weather Service and other organizations that combine their information to determine whether or not we are technically in a drought, which we are not. So that's a good thing. The rain has certainly helped us over the last several months. That El Nino right on cue really did a good job. Hopefully this summer we will get the kind of rains that we usually do, unlike last year when most of us anywhere west of I-75 just did not get the rain that we typically expect in the summertime. Very warm day in spite of all the clouds out there, upper 70s to low 80s, a front moving through with cloudy skies. The dew point up there had a bit of patchy fog this morning, nothing too terrible. The clouds are going to linger through the evening hours. Tomorrow we'll go partly sunny. I think we'll see more sunshine than we had today. Don't really expect anything in the sense of rain. I mean, maybe a sprinkle in a couple of spots. But Saturday it begins to change. We have another frontal boundary, the same one that's just kind of hanging around the area. And on Saturday, I do think there's going to be at least some scattered showers across the area, but certainly not widespread. I wouldn't change any plans or cancel any plans just for the possibility of a few widely scattered showers. And I do think the better chances will be inland. Kind of the same setup again on Sunday, by the way. So there you see it. We're going to go 30 to 20% coverage. This looks a lot worse than it actually will be. Most of it will be in the afternoon. And again, it will be rather scattered. And then another chance as we head on into the early part and even the middle of next week, as temperatures still stay well above where we should be, averaging in the lower 80s. If you get more sunshine, you'll be closer to mid 80s, except along the coast where temperatures are quite a bit cooler, along with that cooler water. And it stays this way right on through the next 2 weeks. Temperatures expected to remain above average. There you go. The 7-day highs in the upper 70s, rain chances between 20 and 40% through the weekend.
I'm Anthony Hill. Throughout February, we've been highlighting historical African-American figures who've had an impact in their fields, whether that be art, education, politics, or sports, all of them having a Florida connection. Today, we're highlighting a man from Tampa who made it to the Negro Leagues. His name is Billy Felder, or Uncle Billy to his family. His family still lives in Tampa, so I paid them a visit so that you can hear his story in their own words.
The most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
How you doing, everybody? At 3:22, I'm ABC Action News Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. Tighten Doppler radar, quiet, a couple of showers over on the East Coast offshore, but for most of our area, pretty cloudy out there. But even with all the clouds, temperatures are still warm, upper 70s to lower 80s across most of the area, the only exception in Citrus County. 73 right now in Crystal River. Satellite picture, clouds rolled in this afternoon. Tomorrow, I think we'll see a mixture of clouds and sun. Not a bad day. In fact, I think probably a little more sunshine than we had today, with high temperatures back in the lower 80s. Saturday, and I think into the weekend, at that point, we've got a chance of some showers that are going to try to move into the area. So, I mean, otherwise, if you take a look at Futurecast, you can kind of see through the overnight hours, partly to mostly cloudy, a mixture of clouds and sun on Friday. I mean, maybe an isolated shower in a couple of inland spots in the afternoon. But Saturday and Sunday, the chances will be a little bit higher. Not a washout of a weekend, not even close to it. I wouldn't cancel anything, any outdoor plans. I mean, just know that in the afternoon, there might be a few showers out there, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about even in the afternoon and evening, depending on where you are. This frontal boundary is just going to kind of hang out for a while. And then on Sunday, more of the same, partly sunny skies with temperatures in the 80s. Overnight, more clouds, with highs near 80.
ABC Action News Plus. It's local news you know and trust. Available anywhere at any time for free. No subscriptions, no nonsense. Free. Just download ABC Action News Plus on your favorite device to watch our 24/7 streaming news channel. Plus, access to exclusive interviews. Plus, a lot of content. Plus, award-winning investigations and more. ABC Action News Plus is sponsored by Culpeper Curland. Auto accident? Call Culpeper Curland.
Nonprofit Park Center for Disabilities puts on Christmas concerts in haunted houses. Their clients are men and women who have developmental disabilities. And this year, they're adding something new, a Black History Month celebration. ABC Action News reporter Robert Boyd has the story. Drivers in Florida are feeling the squeeze when paying for car insurance. Coming up, we'll take a look at what is causing those prices to increase. And we're looking into the increased efforts to reduce Black maternal mortality rates. After the break, the changes local doctors are now working on.
From Tampa Bay streaming news leader, this is ABC Action News.
There is a fight over this 150-year-old tree in Hillsborough County. Why? The homeowner says Tico wants to remove it. And the Florida Strawberry Festival opens today in Plant City. We're breaking down some of the new food options at the festival this year. Thanks for staying with us here on Thanks for staying with us here on ABC Action News at 3. I'm Paula Grohl. All month long, we've been highlighting important stories, people, and issues in our community. The Hillsborough County School Superintendent is proposing a millage referendum. The district wants to offer competitive pay so it can recruit and retain teachers and staff. This would give the county millions in extra funding each year to give staff competitive pay. And the school district says surrounding counties have already approached their own millage increases. So the superintendent put together a plan which shows how a voter-approved millage would address critical shortage.
This is one of the most important things for the school district, maybe ever. We have never experienced a time to where on the operational side, we are not on a level playing field because of the additional revenue that other school districts have.
The district says with the county's average home value of $375,000 and appropriate homestead exemptions, the cost to an average homeowner would be $350 per year. School board members are set to vote on whether the millage referendum will be on the November 5th general election ballot. New data shows how much more we are all paying for car insurance in Florida. On average, we pay just under $4,000 a year. That's 55% higher than the national average of $2,500. The Insurance Information Institute says 16% of Florida drivers are uninsured. Americans pay $16 billion for uninsured and underinsured drivers. People are dropping coverage in an effort to save money. Some are not aware of the consequences, including fines, jail time, and having your driver's license taken away. Dylan Spencer with Brightway Insurance says even though so many people are uninsured, that does not mean everyone is keeping uninsured motorist coverage.
Unfortunately, a lot of people are cutting it to save money because it is very expensive. The reason why is in Florida, there's no bodily injury coverage for many drivers. Probably 50% of drivers have no bodily injury or have 10,000 bodily injury coverage. So if you're hit by an uninsured driver or a driver with only 10,000 in coverage, likely that's not going to be nearly enough to pay for your medical treatment if you can't work for a period of time.
The Insurance Information Institute says the number of uninsured motorists in Florida is one reason why our insurance rates are the highest in the country. There were bills in the Florida legislature targeting the car insurance crisis, but none have moved forward this session. The effort to improve a community in Pinellas County continues today. 2 more families will become homeowners in Lealman thanks to Habitat for Humanity. Pinellas County and Habitat for Humanity are trying to revitalize, investing in parks, infrastructure. The nonprofit has built nearly 50 homes in the area. This most recent batch will provide affordable homes to several hardworking families.
Lealman has historically been a significantly large rental market. And by dropping home ownership opportunities in a community like this, we're bringing more stability.
Whenever you're living somewhere, you're the face of where you're at. You're a part of the community. You want to get to know people. So yes, it's a very exciting endeavor.
Habitat says they may not be done with Lealman. The nonprofit wants to buy some of the area's old abandoned houses and fix them up. Now to a battle over a 150-year-old tree. A viewer reached out to us because he says Tico wants to remove the tree to make room for power lines. ABC Action News reporter Jada Williams is getting answers. Florida has a lot of golf carts on the roads, but now there are concerns over safety. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at whether a new state law which raises the age of golf cart drivers actually did enough.
The most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Hey, doing everybody, 3:42 on this Thursday afternoon. I'm ABC Action News Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. Here's some great news. The Bay Area is no longer under any kind of drought conditions, which is kind of crazy to think of because after we left the summertime in drought, you usually figure the wintertime is a dry stretch here in the Bay Area, but not in an El Nino year. We've continued to see more rain. While officially abnormally dry in the yellow spots, we are not seeing any drought conditions. That's not to say they can't return through March, April, and May, which are historically very dry months, but hopefully that at least gets us into the summer. And this year, let's keep our fingers crossed we see the rain that we usually do in June, July, August, and September, the stuff that we need. I mean, typically 2/3 of our yearly rainfall happens in those 4 months. So right now, no rain going on up there at the time being, although over the next 4 or 5 days, I think there will be some scattered showers. I wouldn't say widespread rain, but some scattered showers as a front just kind of hangs out across the area. with temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. At the airport now in Tampa, it's cloudy, 78 degrees, the dew point up there, northeast winds at 8 miles an hour. A lot of clouds this afternoon. We did see some sunshine early this morning, and then throughout the day, the clouds have just kind of thickened for a good portion of the area. And tonight will be mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, really not a bad day. While there might be an isolated shower or two in those inland spots, most of us will be at least partly sunny and still warm, with temperatures inland in the lower to middle 80s and a little cooler along the coast. Saturday, that same front just kind of hanging out. And that go around, I do think there will be a better chance of some scattered showers. Heaviest will be inland, but still maybe only 30-40% coverage. And again, most of that in the afternoon and evening. We will see how it plays out, because certainly there is the possibility of a few downpours on Saturday and again on Sunday. Widespread? Absolutely not. But yes, there will be some rain out there. You can kind of see what we're saying here. Into early next week. Rain coverage between about 20 and 30, maybe even 40% in a few spots. But otherwise, at least we will see some sunshine returning at times, with high temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. And then another chance of another front and some more rain rolling in by the middle of next week.
Good Morning Tampa Bay is real local news. We're in your community.
There's a place here in Lakewood Ranch that serves a lot of people.
Meeting real people.
I was born and raised here, so this is my hometown.
Hearing real stories.
Her family was one of the first here in Zephyr Hills.
The very first black family to live here in Zephyr Hills.
And highlighting local places that make our area unique.
We found the perfect spot here in Odessa.
Good Morning Tampa Bay, weekdays on ABC Action News.
Solar panels can save you a lot of money on your energy bill, but with our volatile insurance market, some homeowners are getting burned. ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska digging into the issue and talking with experts about what you need to know before going solar. We are looking into one group's effort to tear down Interstate 175 in St. Petersburg. Coming up on ABC Action News at 4, how transportation officials are responding. And a local couple finds themselves in a legal battle with their HOA after they started building their backyard pool. Jackie Calloway getting to the bottom of this one.